We're going to stick around for about 10 or 15 more minutes, so feel free to stick around while the live's still on. And my sister is going to come up here. Hopefully I'm getting it right now. I think I got her this time. Starting to learn. Are you there, Inch? Not yet. Hi, Teddy.
Yeah, I'm just
You there?
Hi, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Hello, Teddy.
Hi, Ange. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I picked Rush,
But then you
and at
picked
8
them at
o'clock.
the end.
What's that?
You picked them. You picked them towards the end.
Oh, it was after the band Rush came in second.
So you
Then I
won
said,
tonight, though. You
the
won
Guess
tonight,
Who?
right? Didn't you pick? I know
He did, but what he's saying is he picked it after the top 5.
that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll let it. We'll let it go.
Yeah, you
Teddy.
got that
Mommy
one.
Dearest
Okay, then.
called it, and she gave it to you. So whatever she says.
Yeah, it was a toss-up for me between Rush and the Guess Who. The Guess Who
That's a
had
tough one.
85 million,
Yeah.
and
Rush
You know-
is just a legend, right? They're like the Tragically Hip in a way. They're more of a Canadian legend, like
yeah,
like Tragically Hip did nothing worldwide,
no,
but
they were
in
the
Canada,
beloved.
everybody knows.
Where's
Tragic-
Mary?
Yeah, they were the
Mary?
beloved of Canada. They have. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're right up at tied with Uncle Mike now, buddy. Good job, man. You won.
I hope I don't take my heart rate while I'm doing this.
You're not messing around. We're gonna have to switch seats pretty soon here. Let you. Maybe I should
I
get you to
don't
come
think so.
co-host one with me here. But okay, so hi, Darren. How are you, buddy?
Good. How's everybody tonight?
Good, buddy. You're on fire tonight too, eh? What do you?
Yeah, you had all the newer bands.
Yeah.
For sure.
You like the newer bands, Darren?
Yeah.
Or just yeah.
Debbie or Mary, if you guys want to come up.
With
request.
more guitar in it, I guess.
DT.
I play, so
Oh, do you? You
Yeah.
play guitar?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll
Is it
see
like
that.
play local bands around Ontario and stuff, or
just for fun. My
Yeah.
dad, when I was young, he used to play in 2 or 3 different country western bands and stuff. So
gotcha. So who? I'm going to ask Teddy this in a sec too, and Ange and whoever else comes up. But I'll start with you, Darren. So who would you say your personal favorite Canadian band is of all time?
mine was a Tragically Hip. Between them
It's hard
and
to argue
Rush.
that one. How about you, Teddy? Who would you say your personal
It's a-
favorite?
It's a toss-up. I have 3. I have Gatto, I have Prism,
Otto, there you go. Yeah, Greg.
Prism, and April Wine.
I
saw April Wine
after
3
my own
times.
heart with April Wine.
Yeah.
The April
Yeah.
Wine would have been mine.
Me and my
Yeah,
sister.
definitely,
think
eh?
tasted- Yeah, April Wine. I just
There was- They were so good, and Miles was so cute, right?
hmm
Not me. I
Thanks
don't
for the
think so,
text,
but
Debbie. We're almost there.
Our Lady Peace was really good in concert too. I saw them.
oh, did you?
I almost named my daughter off of one of their songs, Naveed.
Oh, wow.
Did you guys catch that part? What I was saying about Our Lady Peace playing one of our parties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that, Inge?
Yeah, I do. I do remember it.
It was so funny. It was like my girlfriend's brother played bass in the band, and he wanted to play one of our parties because we had some great parties back then. We used to have bands, and it was so funny because Rain was so shy. He was turning his back, pulling a Jim Morrison on the crowd, and my buddy Vic was just tearing into him and stuff. And I'm like, leave him alone, but they just couldn't get the crowd going. Playing all their original stuff. I don't even remember what they were playing, but it was so funny looking back. But interesting.
Oh, that's definitely an honor.
Yeah, it was neat. We just had a little small basement, but it was packed.
You know what? Triumph, I saw them in 1977 when up in grade 9 at the high school I was at. I went to a different high school in grade 10. I saw them at that high school in 78 in the winter.
Nice.
Yeah. But they were just Rocky Mountain Way. That was the only hit
All
at
I
that
can,
time.
all I can say, Teddy, is the year that you saw them the first time in high school, I was just born that year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey,
I
no
was
attacking
9,
age here.
grade
We're
9.
age friendly. So, Ann, did you say April Wine's your favorite?
Yeah,
Yeah,
For sure.
Oh,
definitely my
wow.
sister. Yeah. Any other bands you like? You know who I kind of liked, even though I don't know, they're kind of a little. But I always kind of like Platinum Blonde a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
Ryan
They just-
Adams is good too,
Oh,
but he's
Ryan
not.
Adams.
not a
not a
band,
band, though,
so
but-
much.
solo artist. But
Yeah,
If he was a band, man, he would be number one goat.
Right.
Really.
yeah, I forgot to mention Jeff Healy because he technically is a band too. right?
Yes.
Jeff Healy
Jeff Healy
band.
band. Yeah.
But is he a solo artist? Is he a band? And he didn't really chart that.
It's like Billy Talent.
Yeah, he's local talent.
No, Billy Talent.
Well, Billy Talent, yeah,
Yeah.
I mentioned him in the honorable mentions, but he had a kind of a huge, like when he came out, he was huge, and then he just died. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
a lot of artists do that. They come out, they're so overhyped, and where is he now? You know, he's not even that old. So
Alana Miles, that happened too.
Yeah.
Atlanta Miles, yeah,
Yeah, she got into too much drugs and stuff. Messed
Alice
her head up.
Cooper would have been a good one too. But single,
that's
right?
Jordan.
He was too much of this. I remember him at the Grammys, and he was drunk. Alice Cooper.
Oh,
I thought for a minute they were going to say David Wilcox.
JT.
I remember
He
him
was
falling off the
inebriated
stage at
badly.
Vancouver at a concert in Vancouver. Alice Cooper, he was so drunk, fell off the stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he? Vince Fernier.
Yeah, Vincent Fernier, yeah. But
Now he's a preacher.
a lot of these guys, you know, they have such extreme lives, you know.
Yeah. Complete ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. It's like
His wife held in for the whole time too. He's been
Yeah.
married for I don't know how many years. Maybe
Look
as
at
much
Ozzy,
as
though.
many.
Look at Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
She's
Karen.
held in there.
yeah, surprised
What a
he's alive.
trooper. Yeah.
A lot of rumors right now that he has some kind of cancer or something. But
I've seen him live. Me and my
oh,
boys.
that would be a good concert.
Yeah.
The last concert that they're going to do is coming up this month.
Yeah,
Yeah, singing
Well,
with
that's not. It's,
If he
I hate to
can,
say it, but it's going to be a difficult concert for him to get through.
yes.
Which one's that in?
When we seen him, Ozzy
Ozzy.
Osbourne, we seen him 10 years ago, and he struggled.
Oh yeah.
He struggled.
that was after his four-wheeler accident, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they invited Wolfgang Van Halen to that concert for the final concert, but he had another date with his band, so he couldn't do it.
That's too bad. Wolfgang's a good guitar player.
Yeah,
Oh, look at his dad, right?
yeah,
Rest
right,
in peace.
But totally different styles.
yeah,
But yeah, Wolfgang can pull off the Eddie moves like nothing.
Well, he was the best teacher, right? I mean, Eddie Van Halen might arguably be the best guitarist of all time. We had one of those a few months ago, best guitarist of all time, and I think Eddie was number 4 or number 3 or something like that. I can't remember, but he was right up there.
Yeah.
Who was number one?
If I remember correctly, I think it was Jimi Hendrix, but
Okay,
I can't recall. I could.
Prince was probably second or something like that.
Prince was right. Yeah, I was like,
Or
you
two.
don't think of. Well, I guess you do if you know music, but a lot of people don't think of Prince as like a guy's amazing.
They say that there's enough material left in his vault to like do another 10 or 20 albums.
That's crazy.
And who's Jimi Hendrix or Prince's?
Prince's vault.
Oh, Prince. Oh, yeah.
Well, if you look at Prince versus Jimi Hendrix, first of all, you can see that Jimi Hendrix influenced Prince in many ways. But don't get me wrong, I'm a big Jimi Hendrix fan, but Jimi Hendrix was a little overrated, right? Prince is the real deal. I mean, he could do anything.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, if you're just looking at music all across the board, not your personal favorites, Prince can rival anybody as a musician in any genre, I think.
Do you recall his performance with George Harrison song, Well, My Guitar Gently Weeps? And he was out there with probably Eric Clapton, all the great guitarists.
I remember that.
Do you remember that, Prince? And he just rocked it. Like he was the best
Respect
guitarist.
real quick, eh? Do you guys know that Prince opened for the Rolling Stones? I think it was in, I'm going to just guess, ish 77 or something like that. 1977. He opened for the Rolling. Of course, he wasn't established yet, and
No.
he basically got booed off the stage.
Wow.
The Rolling Stones. I don't know why Prince would open for the Rolling Stones. There's kind of a mismatch there, but
Do you recall the SARS concert in 2003? When
Which
the
one?
Rolling Stones, the SARS concert, in
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
2003 in Toronto, Downsview Park, and they were booing Justin Timberlake and
That's
throwing
right.
water. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were throwing water at him and stuff like that.
that's right.
Yeah,
I don't get that myself, really. I mean, I know you might not. I don't understand that. He might not be, the greatest. He's a good dancer, but maybe not the greatest musician. Pretty good singer too, but to be booed out like Nickelback, like Chad Krieger, like I've never got that. That guy knows
Do you know what it is with them?
what is it? Because I can't get that. I've all these years, I still don't get it.
From a person that plays guitar, it's because their older stuff was more heavy, more rock, and then it was like they went to corporate rock where it was just a sellout.
Yeah, good point. But hasn't a lot of bands done that?
Rush,
In
definitely
fairness
Rush.
to Nickelback,
Metallica did it.
not that it's right, but if that's the case, what you're saying, Darren, which is a great point, but shouldn't a lot of other bands have the finger pointed at them too, not just all Nickelback? I mean,
No,
Metallica
Rush
had
is
the
Nickelback.
finger pointed at them for a while too. After the Black Album, they kind of sold out from what their traditional stuff was.
which band was that?
Metallica.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Can
something
you
like that.
remember? As far as I'm concerned, the last good album Metallica put out was the "And Justice for All." The Black Album, yeah, charted really good, but it was all slow songs or slower songs. None of their major solos in it anymore.
Hmm. I think we're losing Ange with this metal stuff.
Yeah, that's not
It's not
my.
her thing.
I love all music. I just don't like new country and heavy metal.
That's where we're different. I love new country, but you said you went to an Aussie
I love
concert,
old
Ange?
country.
Old country, gotcha.
I like 50s, 60s country
Me
myself.
too. Me
Yeah.
too.
That's the stuff I grew up on, listening to
Oh,
I
my.
went
really?
to Ozzy Osbourne. I'll have you know, because
Yeah, so you have a
Dante
metal.
is Dante's a huge fan,
Yeah.
so I took him.
That's
I took one for the team.
Uh,
I was gonna say
I
it
felt
doesn't
like I was
seem
at a
like
Cheech and
you.
Chong concert. There was like puffs of smoke
everybody was up in
everywhere.
smoke.
Oh my God, I couldn't breathe. And my son was like, Mom, calm down. Because I'm like, I'm going to go talk to security. I can't breathe. I'm going to talk to security. This is bullshit. I can't see anything. There's smoke everywhere.
Debbie loves old country as well. Can I say something about the new country?
Yeah.
Is just one point that you two in particular, Teddy, Darren, Ange too, I'm sure will maybe appreciate if you gave it a more of a listen. Ever since the 2000s came along, and I guess it started with Keith Urban, and then it just kind of took off. But I find, and I'm a big fan of old country, but I find the new country is the best it's ever been, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because rock and roll is dead. Anyone
Yeah.
that can't see that is blind, because the 2000s, you can name me 3 great rock bands in the 2000s. Give me 3, guys.
In the 2000s, great rock bands.
Great rock bands up there with Rush and stuff like that. Okay, I'll give you Nickelback. There's one.
Yeah, 4 albums, 50 million sales. Oh gosh, I don't know.
Rock is dead. And the thing with new country, they're the only genre that is still wailing on guitars and keeping rock alive in some way
Yeah.
with the modern sound of country, which is electric guitar. A lot of the bands are really, and I appreciate that, because you can't listen to too many other genres like reggae or R&B or hip hop or anything like that, or house, and hear some good. And you should appreciate that, Darren, playing guitar yourself, right? Like,
Brad Paisley.
yeah, well, I don't think Paisley's one of the ones that comes to my mind, but yeah, Jason Aldean, Brantley Gilbert, there's so many. Even Keith Urban, he's one of the best guitarists in the world. He doesn't get the credit, that just because he plays country. But I tell you, man, the country guy, the modern, and it's not, not just the guys, the girls too. The guitar.
Yeah, they like it.
Yeah, thank you.
I've seen Brad Paisley play "Hot for Teacher"
Oh yeah.
on a
From
telecast.
Van Halen, yeah.
Well, there you go.
I don't know the new country, so
And I don't even consider Brad Paisley the new country. I consider him the newish country, because he goes back a while, right? He's not old, but he's not new. But then again, neither is Keith Urban. But yeah, some of these newer artists that It's just their guitar is, because there's no more rock being produced, really. The odd one here and there. I find country keeping the lead guitar, like electric guitar, alive. It's the only genre.
Hmm.
Just saying, you know, like
I think
keep it
I think
open
you're
mind.
right. Unless you get into like Headley or something like that, where or Pursuit of Happiness. I'm an adult now.
That's an old band.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know whether it's 90s or past or post
The Northern Pikes.
Northern
Oh,
Pikes. Yeah,
They're late '80s.
there's another newer
Good
band.
band though, good band, but
There's
old.
another newer band called Misk. They're pretty good.
Mist.
Misk, Misk or something like that. They're European, but they've got some pretty good stuff.
If I was a musician right now, I'd really be trying to bring rock back, try to be the Elvis of the 2020s, you know, because
Yeah.
look how great rock was all these years, and how can it just die like this?
Yes, though.
We'll have to have a talk, Ray, sometime about how rock and roll died and rock was replaced rock and roll.
Yeah,
You know, like the song from what's his name? Oh, the day the music died.
Don McLean.
Thank you, Don McLean. I really believe everything he says in that song.
But doesn't it go in cycles though? You get like the pop, then it's country, then rock, and then
Yeah,
back.
But
these are all
it
genres.
hasn't recycled though
Yes.
in a long time.
And that song, "The Day the Music Died,"
25
wasn't that about
years.
Buddy Holly and
Big Bopper.
Big Bopper and Richie
Wow.
Valens.
Yeah.
It was about that tragedy, right?
But yeah, he said how, like in the first verse, especially, you know, how, you know, like they're at Woodstock and they're too stoned to dance, and they were listening to rock and they were getting high or elevated, I should say, on here, and that's how come rock and roll died. Is because they just got replaced with that and Dylan and those other groups that were folk and political, and so I don't know. I really believe what he said in that song.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Dylan, definitely a good songwriter, but man, his voice was not good.
Don McLean.
No, Bob Dylan.
Oh, I was like Chris Christopherson.
Exactly. There's another one.
Yeah. There's a lot of singers with bad voices that just seem to make it work for them, eh?
Yeah.
You know.
Because they have a
And
catchy,
even
Yeah.
lyric, you know?
Neil Young, if you think about it.
They're a
Yeah,
vibe.
right. Neil Young.
Yeah.
Like you could literally, and then there's some on the flip side, guys, like that have pristine, beautiful voices. It's usually women, right? Like Celine Dion. I can't stand her.
Oh, okay.
Because when
I
I
love
find
her.
when a girl, well, not a girl or guy, but girls tend to have the best, the perfect pitch voice. It sounds too like everybody, because you just trained your voice to be perfect. I like rawness because even Mick Jagger doesn't have the
No, he never did.
greatest voice, but I would take Mick Jagger's voice over Celine Dion's. That sounds taboo, but I mean,
I couldn't
I
take
like unique sounding voices.
I couldn't take Celine Dion either because my sister used to listen to it day in and day out, and every song has the same bass line. Boom.
Pretty much. And it just, I mean, now someone like Mariah Carey, I like her voice. She's another perfect voice. And Whitney Houston, I like their voices. But I just find that, it's just,
Ariana Grande. There's a
Oh my God,
Like,
she's
now it's
ruined
kind
some
of
songs, Mariah. Oh my God, Harry Nilsson's song. I'm trying to think what it is now.
Without You.
Yes, and oh my God, she put that in it. And it was
Yeah,
like,
I remember that. She did that with,
choke.
she did that with
choke.
Journey. Are you talking Mariah Carey?
Yeah,
Yeah, she did that with Journey's Open Arms too.
yeah.
Hi, Mike. Welcome
I want
in.
to choke her for doing that.
Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap her up for tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys.
I
thanks for
wasn't-
joining
I
us
wasn't-
Canada Day. Enjoy the rest of the Canada Day, although it's almost over.
Happy birthday, Canada.
Happy birthday,
158.
Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody in the chat room for coming. And, hopefully we'll see you all next week. We'll do the greatest covers of all time. So,
Oh, good. I got that because you didn't announce it.
go.
I did, but I
Did ya?
don't think I did, but
I'm good, Mike. Hope you're well.
yeah. Okay,
Greatest
guys.
cover.
Have a great one.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
again.
Bye,
Thanks for joining.
everybody.
Bye, Ange.
Looking forward to seeing you again soon, guys. Take care.
Yeah. Bye-bye, all.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Ray. Bye.